It is week one of the Prep Sports Report. Tonight, we get it rolling for the high school sports winter season, Wayne.
Boy, oh boy, I tell you, there's some good basketball being played in that girls area, I'll tell you, up here.
I'm wondering how Tommy Williams got moved up to the top of the show. We've got that coming up right after this on the Prep Sports Report.
Who is the dark afraid of? His name is Tim. When you report a power outage, Tim and linemen like him respond to the call. Text OUT to 444-111 to report an outage. With your cell phone, when the power's out, power is still in your hands.
Week one Prep Sports Report. We're ready for basketball, wrestling, gymnastics, the whole gamut as we get rolling with our first show of the season, Wayne. And I like where we're going with this, even though it is our guy T-Dub off the bat. We're just teasing him. But we're going to talk a little Crown Point boys basketball. Tommy was out, visited with the head coach, our buddy Coach Clint Swan of the Bulldogs. They have a chance to be the number one team in the area.
They have a chance.
We'll reveal that a little later, but let's hear T-Dub and Coach Clint Swan.
Joe, we're doing a little something different here today. This interview was actually in mid-December, but at the time, Crown Point was unbeaten, 4-0 with some pretty good wins on their resume. And we're going to talk to their fine head coach, Clint Swan, who's positive proof that you can't have everything. Your basketball team's doing great, but your football team, get a good close look at this, guys, not doing so well.
They're killing me this year, man. It's been a rough year. It's my reality check. You know, things can always turn. But, yeah, we're off to a great start. Our seniors have been fantastic, and it's been fun winning these games here early. Hopefully we can keep it going.
The first 4 wins, all of them impressive by your basketball team. You mentioned how important the seniors were, but let's get a little more specific. What is helping this basketball team win games this year?
Well, I think that defensively we're much more sound this year than we were last year. And last year we were more sound than we were the year before. I just think we're starting to string together consecutive stops more consistently. We're rebounding the ball much better at the defensive end. And then, you know, offensively we've always been pretty potent, but this year we're doing a great job of taking care of the ball and getting to the free throw line.
It doesn't hurt to have that kid, Sasha, on your roster too, does it?
Yeah, he solves a lot of problems. You know, he can take a bad offensive possession and kind of erase it by hitting a tough shot. And then also Andrew Keneally inside has been a force down there for us, and not just offensively but defensively and on the boards as well.
I've seen basketball teams this year that have excellent number one people, but their supporting cast not so good. Obviously, your supporting cast is getting it done for you because you're unbeaten as we speak.
Yeah, you know what? It's with our schedule being the way it is and our conference being the way it is, you can't get by with just having one guy. You need multiple guys who are not only going to step up and score points and produce, but guys who are going to do the little things like take charges and, you know, come in and defend and make the extra pass and things like that. And all of our players have bought into that.
Let's talk a little bit about the conference. Maryville's pretty good. Chesterton is really impressive so far this season. How tough is this conference, and how confident are you that you can come out on top?
It's just another one of those typical years in the Duneland where there's no weak links. It's one of those years where the number 8 team, who that is, can beat the number 1 team, whoever that is. And you're going to have to bring it every night. And it's great for the fans. It's a headache for the coaches. And but I think it's going to be a fun year. We like where we're sitting right now, and hopefully we can take this non-conference play that we've been having right now and we can carry it into our conference season.
Congratulations on the great start. Here's hoping it continues.
Same here. I appreciate you guys coming out today, and hopefully we can continue this for the next couple months.
Righty then. That's Clint Swan, the coach of the Crown Point, unbeaten as of December 15th, unbeaten basketball team. Joe and Wayne, it's back to you.
You know, I love Tommy's interviews. He does a great job, but at the beginning there, he just called you out. I don't know if he forgot it was back or...
Maybe he thought you were on the hot seat. I don't know. Or, he thought maybe you were looking at a coaching job. You could have got back onto the bench before the start of the show. Things have gotten better. Yeah, things got better for Crown Point's boys team. Not so much for the Bears. But let's check out some of the Bulldog scores and some highlights. Crown Point's had a great start to the season at 9-1 and been outstanding. Just the one loss to Pike in the holiday tournament, an overtime game. But one of their big impressive wins this year was over Munster, Wayne.
Yes, and they played very well against Munster. A never easy place to play. It's at Munster there, and Crown Point really did a nice job.
I'm impressed that Coach Swan said that one of the things that's improved has been their defense, because a couple of times when I saw them play last year, I thought their defense was lacking a little bit, and I thought, Keneally stood out last year as an outstanding offensive player, but I thought he needed some work on his defense, so it sounds like he and the Bulldog team has improved defensively.
Right, their senior, he mentioned the seniors and their leadership, and they lost a lot of people from last year. Galen's now playing for IU and stuff, and it seems that Sasha Stevanovic really has stepped up and played well for Crown Point. He can shoot the ball.
Right on cue.
That's
and
right.
We saw Dominic Tomic as well knock down the jumper. Bulldogs, offense is not going to be their problem. Ken Decker there, he's had some nice games. So Crown Point, you look at some of their scores, Wayne, a big win over Munster, big win over Boone Grove. I think they went on the road to knock off South Bend, Washington. That was an impressive victory for them as well.
Columbus East in that Noblesville tournament.
Yeah,
that's excellent.
Very impressive to beat Noblesville on their home floor.
Right.
And then Pike in overtime.
In overtime.
Yeah,
Pike is really good.
Very good team, and obviously, I think that's quite a resume. We've got 4 teams right there in the Duneland that could beat each other on any given night, I think.
Yes, we do.
You look at Maryville, Crown Point, Michigan City, and Valpo.
Right.
I think, and then you could throw LaPorte in there maybe as a hair below. But
this is going to be a good one this weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
Tomorrow.
Michigan City at Crown Point should be a great one as the DACA gets rolling for conference play. It's funny that Maryville and Valpo played in the holiday tournament downstate at Hamilton Southeastern, but that's of course not a conference game. How about some more highlights, shall we? If Crown Point's not the leading favorite to be number 1 in the poll, maybe it's Griffith, the leading team to be number 1 in the poll. Let's check out some of the Panthers. They've had a great start as well.
They really have. I think they're number 3 or in the 3A or maybe 2 in the 3A poll.
Josh Davis getting it done for Munster, but the highlights we've got here is 2 losses for Munster, even though they played better in this game. Al Irvin from downtown. The Twins are gone, Wayne, but Griffith has managed to reload.
They have reloaded, and they're undefeated, and that's the big thing. I mean, they've played well, and Irvin has really led them this year.
Young Mr. Dye as well, and Torrin Dillon knocking down threes.
And their defense really has caused turnovers.
They've played a difficult schedule too, Wayne, and they've had some very impressive wins. Here's Jake Dye on the drive to the goal. He's come up big for them. Corner 3 is good. And it was a 10-point win for Griffith in the Highland Holiday Tournament. A nice win right there for the Panthers.
They've got to be very happy with their defense and the way they're playing.
Yeah.
They've always been able to put points on the board. The Murphy boys are gone. Now other kids have really stepped up on this.
Yeah.
And they're playing well.
All right, how about some more boys hoops? Let's check out another game from early this season as we get ready to roll here on the Prep Sports Report. Slicers and Lowell, Wayne. Lowell, of course, we thought would be one of those top teams. Andy Samuelson there in transition, knocking down the J.
They are. I mean, they got Corey back, one of their the twins, as a shooter, and then their Their top shooter is Nick Mantis, who is back also.
They got Chesterton put it on them pretty good early in the season.
Yes, they did. And Lowell has bounced back really well from that time. 8 and 3
4?
right now.
Is that a 4 they're shooting there, or is that a 3? Man, that's a deep 3 ball.
Where's Steve Leonard doing it?
I like the fact that Lowell puts all the DAC schools in their schedule.
I do too.
I mean,
I do too.
They take the holidays off and go down to that Caston tournament and play, but I love the fact that they do play a lot of the Duneland schools.
Yeah, Coach Delgado has really done a nice job with that program down there.
Yeah, Nick Mantis still without a D1 offer?
Yeah, I think so, and it's surprising. It really is. I'm sure as the season moves on now for the boys, there are going to be some good looks for him because he can shoot the basketball.
You would think.
My God.
Yeah,
and he's not slow. He's got pretty good speed.
That's a little surprising.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Check out one of the top teams in Northwest Indiana, the Maryville Pirates, who have had a difficult schedule as well. Losses to East Chicago, Hamilton Southeastern, as well as McCutcheon.
Yes.
I mean, McCutcheon and Hamilton Southeastern, two of the tougher teams in the state in Class 4A.
Yes, they are.
And obviously losing a grudge game to East Chicago was difficult for Maryville as well. Sherrod Mitchell scoring here for the Pirates. Morton's been up and down, but they've had a decent start to the season. They've been competitive against some top talent.
That's what I was just going to say. They have been up and down, but they have been competitive. And I really think that as the season goes on, they're going to get better and better.
Cameron Jackson from downtown there. Boy, nice reverse on the scoop by James Curlin. Maryville with a D1 player of their own is Johnny Bernard from downtown. McMillan, one of my many scouts that are out at games was telling me that sometimes the Pirates forget that they got a 6'7" Division I player inside.
Yeah, they're not used to that size in there, right?
Oh, there were some guys want to shoot the 3 ball.
Yep.
You can see sometimes you fall in love with that 3 ball, Wayne.
That's
Johnny
right.
Bernard with a nice drive to
That's
goal.
right. Nice pass, high post, low post cut there.
That was McMillan and Cameron Jackson for the layup. Maryville defeated Morton 78-61. Early game. You're gonna have to pick us a Duneland champ tonight before we leave, before the first games of the season in the Duneland Conference.
The preseason Duneland.
No, you just got to tell us who's going to win the championship
Okay.
conference title. I have another prediction for you. How about that? Because we got about 4 or 5 teams that could win it.
We really do. That's a tough one. You're putting me on the line here. I'll tell you.
That's what this show's all about, Wayne. Just kind of putting you on the line. All right, let's check out some more highlights. Hey, one of the stories so far of this season, Wayne, has been the new owner of the Keg. 1A Westville has been one of the shocks of the season so far. Nathan Albers getting it done. Nice pass to Tyrese Walker, and they have had a great start to the season. There's Hebron's Jacob Everart with a nice smooth drive, but Westville.
Westville was pretty good last year, and to this year they seem to really come together as a team.
Yeah, they were pretty good last year. I think they've taken it to another level this year, though. So nobody guard him out there.
Whew.
We don't want to have to start calling out. It's the first show. We don't want to have to start calling out defenders. But if you're 5 feet off the guy and he's draining threes, you better get out on him. You better get out on him a little there. We'll have to go back and have Wayne tell us the Bryce Drew story. If you don't get out and guard guys, folks. There's a 3 ball.
Another guy's unguarded.
Wow.
They don't watch the show.
Why are we packing the zone in there? I don't know. Get out and guard. That counts for 3 on the other side of that line.
We might be able to throw it in from out there.
Well, hey, Hebron only scored 42, so maybe they did have a good scouting report to let him shoot the 3. We didn't see the rest of the highlights. Maybe there were a lot that didn't go in, but 57-42, Westville's been a surprise to me.
Yes.
With how good they've played so far this season.
Again, they're a team that lost a number of seniors that were very good, and all of a sudden now they're coming together.
And they're one of those teams that has never, and never's a long time, never won the PCC tournament.
Wow.
So we'll see. And that's coming up next week with Bobby Plump coming into town to be the featured speaker, I guess, on Sunday. 50th PCC tournament, so big year for the Porter County Conference. All right, how about some girls basketball? Let's go to some highlights. One of the top teams in the area is the Highland Lady Trojans. They've been off to a good start. This is them against LaPorte, Maryville Holiday Tournament. Jacqueline Leal from downtown for the Slicers.
You know, LaPorte is a great program for girls, and for Highland to play this hard and this well against them, you know, that's
Wow, nice drive.
nice drive, yes.
Cassidy Morinville, we saw that was Taylor Steele to the goal. Highland's had a nice year.
Yes, and Taylor Steele was a star last year, and she's one of their leaders this year.
Nice drive and a dish off the board, Mike McCullough Schmidt. And a nice baseline jump there. Fowler connecting to Schmidt again. And LaPorte
60-48.
over Highland. And this was in the girls Maryville Holiday Tournament, which was an outstanding tournament with the likes of Maryville, LaPorte, and Highland in it. All right, Wayner. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, it is the first poll of the year. Boys, girls, and the Little Five. The drama continues. The only poll that matters, it's coming up right after this on the Prep Sports Report.
To find out more about prep basketball and other winter sports, find us on Facebook.
Watch full episodes and share your fan experience with Prep Sports Report.
We're back.
We are back right here on the Prep Sports Report. Ready to go. It's the first poll of the year, Wayne. Boys top 10. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, let's check it out. The Velt T-Dubs, you're trying to get good with Tommy, I think. You're putting his alma mater in there at number 10.
Now, you know, right now, Roosevelt is 8-5. Last night they lost to Andrean.
Yeah.
So,
you know, Andrean's been impressive. All these teams have been impressive.
Yes.
Look at Lowell, Michigan City, big game tomorrow night at Crown Point, LaPorte at Lake Central.
Andrean is 7-1.
7-1. Got a big game with Griffith coming up. Andrean Sagarin rating very high.
You know, Chesterton, what a turnaround. What a great job that, you know, they have done this year.
Our guy, Coach Urban.
Yep, that's right.
You know, Chesterton, 4 overtime win at East Chicago early in the season.
Yes.
Maryville, we've talked about their 3 losses. Griffith has rebuilt a little bit and has kept it going at 10-0.
Yeah. And Valparaiso, only 1 loss on the season.
And that was to Maryville
Right.
in the Hamilton Southeastern Holiday Tournament. So thus, you would think the red and white is number 1.
I would think so, and they certainly are. 9-1 on the season, and they are rolling.
They are rolling, looking pretty good. Big opponent tomorrow night at home when City comes in. How about the girls' top 10, Wayne?
Hey, you know, Morgan Township is doing another outstanding
They
job. And you know, look down that whole thing there. KV and Lighthouse, both of them
KV's
playing.
been outstanding.
Wow. I mean, you know, they've just really established a great program.
Lighthouse has been awesome.
Lake Central has come on strong. Yeah,
Had a tough start.
Yep.
New coach.
12-5 right now.
Lost some really solid players.
And then you've got the Dana Evans led
Yeah.
West Side
East Chicago's
Cougars.
starting to put it together as well.
But the number 1 team in the area, Marquette Catholic, 10-2. The Nolan sisters are
They're
playing
awesome.
well.
They are awesome. There's no doubt about it. I would love to see that matchup with West Side.
Yeah.
It would be an awesome game. All right, how about we got boys and girls, Little Five?
Oh, yeah. Little Fives, yes.
There we go.
There we
Westville,
go,
number one.
Westville. That's right, playing really well. You've got Winnemac, Washington Township, River Forest at 7-2. and
Great
then
start
White.
for River.
Yes, very good start.
Girls Little 5. We're already running out of things. We're already running out of time. Wayne.
Yeah,
First show
Hebron.
here.
Hebron Forest for the girls also doing very
Hey,
well.
Hebron and South Central, boys and girls going to Knightstown to play in the Hoosier Gym
Yes.
on Saturday
Really?
afternoon.
Oh, wow.
Hopefully they're going to get their hickory jerseys and wear them.
Yeah.
I hope so.
All right.
All right, there's the girls' Little 5. How about some players of the week?
Yeah,
quickly?
we'll go with girls players. How can you not have Dana
Well, I
Evans?
don't know.
38 points, 7 steals.
I think you'd lose credibility Wayne,
Yes.
if we didn't
Shannon
have Dana
McCoy.
Evans as a player of the week.
And Kylie Furman from Lake Central 18.
Shannon McCoy, great job for her
Yep,
so far
she
this
has. And unknown for girls.
year. Unknown for girls.
Yep, we have Chloe Kodiker from Couts, 13 points, 4 assists, 3 steals against Knox. And Kaylin Schaefer from Portage. First grade.
Portage got a big game tomorrow night against
Yep.
Valpo in girls basketball.
Boys unknown.
Our boys players first. Boys
Players, you're right.
Nick
I'm
Manis.
sorry. Manis had 24 against Hebron, 4 threes. And Xavier Silva from Wheeler.
Wheeler,
17 points.
Unknown players of the week.
Hey, Brett Skorka from Lowell, 22, and
I think
Logan
he's.
Ryan.
I think Brett Skorka is somebody that Lowell wants to be famous because
Yes.
they need that third score to be
certainly
consistent,
do.
and they
Yes.
would love him to be more consistent, knocking down those points.
Right.
And Logan Ryan of Hebron. All right. Now it's time quickly for that time Wayne's World.
Yeah.
I think we got an abbreviated version.
Yes, we do have an abbreviated version. Yes, we do. Tonight's game for girls, East Chicago West Side is going to be a great game. I'm sure the posse is out there already, got his seat camped out there. And Michigan City, Crown Point, I like the Bulldogs. I like the Bulldogs, but it's going to be a close one. And I think Maryville over Chesterton.
I like that as well. I like West Side, but boy, that's going to be an outstanding
That
game.
is. That's going to be a big one. Big one.
Elsewhere,
Elsewhere, we have KV rolling over Griffith, Marquette Catholic, what a team they have right now, and I like Lake Central over LaPorte.
you were trying to bait me in on a few of these. You were trying to bait me to take LaPorte. I know you were. I can't pick against LC's Lady Indians at home. Come on.
And moving on there, we have Winnemac over Knox. It's at Knox. And Hebron over South Central.
The only one I was thinking about was the South Central girls. I'm not stepping out. I'm not going to step out and take them.
Okay.
But I was considering that.
Considering.
It was
red
under heavy.
considering
It was
check mark.
under heavy consideration,
All right.
Wayne.
All right,
I
how
didn't
about
want
the
to pick
boys?
against anybody playing at the Knightstown gym in the old where the Hoosiers set was where the Hoosiers movie was.
Saturday games. I think that this East Chicago Valparaiso is going to be a very good game.
Yeah.
You know, how's East Chicago going to respond after playing West Side?
I think they'll respond well.
And Morgan Township over Washington. Big rivalry here.
Yeah. In the PCC tournament.
Boys tonight, Crown Point. I like in a close one over Michigan City. I like LaPorte over Lake Central, even though it's at Lake Central. And I like Chesterton over Maryville.
I like
Chesterton over Maryville, Joe.
I like the Pirates. I have to say that, even
Is
though it's
that
on the
your
road. Even though it's on the road,
Oh,
Wayne. Maryville's played a
okay.
very difficult schedule.
Yes.
Down at Hamilton Southeastern, beat Valpo at
Yes.
Hamilton Southeastern, even though you put Valpo ahead of Maryville in the poll. Maryville players. I know that you were interested on that, but I like Maryville on the road, but I think it could go either way because
Yeah.
Chesterton's had a great start to the season.
Okay, Mark Irvin, you have your, bulletin
You know
board
what? And
stuff.
I've never pitched. I never picked against Coach Urban when he was the girls' coach at LC. What am I thinking?
I don't
What am I
remember
thinking?
that. What is it? Okay, so Friday, I like Valpo over Portage. I like Marquette, and I like North Judson, who's playing very well this year. Andrean over Marquette Catholic.
Very good. Andrean's playing very well.
Yes, they are. And Griffith, the machine just keeps rolling for the Panthers.
Saturday boys games. I like Munster over KV as well.
Yeah, and I like South Central over Hebron.
I don't think you can bet against Coach Steinhelber
It's on the road.
at the Hickory home of the Hoosiers.
Really? All right. So there's your
What a game.
2 check marks.
You know, I don't know what everybody makes a big deal about the Hoosiers gym for. You can go down to lacrosse and it looks.
Yes,
You know,
similar.
lacrosse is more of a Hoosiers gym maybe than the original Hoosiers
Oh,
gym.
I totally agree. I totally agree. You know,
They should have filmed that movie at lacrosse. That's all I got to say. But I am taking Hebron if the red check
Hebron?
mark won.
All right.
All right. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that. I think the Hawks are going to rise to the occasion with a big dramatic game going on there.
you know, if you drive down to lacrosse, you can probably still see Steve Leonard sitting on the bench down there.
It's a much closer drive, too.
Much closer. Much closer.
You never know. Hebron and South Central might play at lacrosse next year. All right, we'll see you next Thursday night with another edition of the Prep Sports Report on Lakeshore Public Television. Good night.
Who is the dark afraid of? His name is Tim. When you report a power outage, Tim and linemen like him respond to the call. Text OUT to 444-111 to report an outage. With your cell phone, when the power's out, power is still in your hands.